Hey guys, and welcome to today's video. So I'm doing a book review because I just finished reading the BEARTOWN series, and oh my gosh, you guys, like, oh my gosh. I'm trying not to clickbait, but it's really an emotional read. It's really sad. It pulls at your heartstrings, and my favorite character died, and I'm like, so sad. Spoiler alert. I'm not gonna say who, but yes. So the winners, I've just finished the winners, the third book, and I want to pull some quotes from it, some information on the ice rink or the incident that happened at the ice rink and the winners, and I'm going to talk about all that in today's video. So if you want to see more of it, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe down below. Let's go ahead and get started with today's video. So the first quote, I actually read on my Kindle, and the first quote I have from the winners is page 535, chapter 73. I highlighted pink, and it's a little bit emotional quote, but it was very intense quote, and I want to highlight it. So here it is. Churchyards are meant to be final destinations, but for many of us, all the gravestones are question marks. Why? Why you? Why so early? Where are you now? Who could you have been if everything had been different? Or if just everything very small happened? If you had different parents, but I wanted to mention that because the series talks a lot about parenting, and the series wanted to, but I wish I didn't have different parents. I love my parents, but it had different parenting techniques. But that quote hit home because it put me life in perspective, and it was just so interesting that it had that. It was just beautiful writing, Fredrik Backman's writing and writing style, and it had a lot of different characters to keep up with, but I was able to, talk about, the whole book. But another quote I also highlighted that was on page 535, a little bit before that quote, was the night has taken BEARTOWN, but it's already been dark for so many. And I highlighted pink because his writing is so beautiful. It's like a metaphor, or that's the word we're looking for, metaphors. Lots of metaphors in it. But the winners, it had let me start with the whole series overview. So the overview, there was an incident that happened 2 years ago in the first book, and it shook the whole town. And I think it happened to Maya, if I'm not mistaken, and something happened with Kevin. So it's like, it was a sad event, but overall, I'm not going to mention it because of YouTube regulations, but it was an emotional read. Like, all these books, all three books were emotional reads, and I wanted to mention that because it was just, you get attached to this world of ice hockey, and and in general, it's like, with this whole, I guess you could say, ice hockey sport, it's very tough. It's very tough, it's very athletic, and you get hooked onto these teams, and you support these teams, and it's like, you get so attached to the characters. Now, with that being said, when you get attached to these characters, it's like, you make some friends, and these are your friends, these are your teammates. You get so attached to them. But with that being said, it's like, and I'm looking at my Kindle now, And I'm trying to find more quotes that I have that I highlighted on my Kindle. That's all I have. But with this series, I grew so fondly and so immersed in the world that Backman has created. And it's just overwhelming. I fall in love with the plot. Like, so much was going on in the series that it was a little bit hard to keep up with, emotionally wise. But if you want a good, sad read, or if you want a more uplifting, good feel to it, definitely read these books. However, they do have trigger warnings, and they do have basically, they basically have trigger warnings. They have, I would recommend if you're 18 and up to read the series, but I would recommend that. And I'm just saying because it's very touchy subject in the books. I'm circling around it because I feel like, I mean, ice hockey is ice hockey, and I wanted to mention that. So it's a little uplifting and a little bit emotional as well. So I wanted to make my point home there. I love the book. I love the series. I love the characters. I love the quotes. I love the scenes. I love everything about it. I'm all about the series, and it's like, it's sad to see it end. The last book, I will say this, is over 700 pages long. Took me a long time to read it, because I started it last week, or week before last, and I just now finished it up yesterday, because I read it on my Kindle. Normally I read pretty fast on my Kindle, but for a 700 page book, it was, it took me a while. I will say that. And I'm pretty happy with that because I've been reading kind of fast. And normally I'm at a good pace with my books. And I can sometimes, not to brag, but get a book done a day. And I'm like, yeah. So, depends on how much time I have that day and how much time and schedule wise allows me to do that. And I usually get up way early, like around 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock a.m., and I just read. And that's what I do. So that's how I can get a book a day. And I'm not trying to brag, but sometimes gotta do what you gotta do. I hope you guys liked today's video. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe down below. Turn the notification bell on, and let me know what you think of the BEARTOWN series in the comments down below. Hopefully, let's see. Hopefully you'll like this video, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye guys.